do something, you try and do something on time, and then, of course, all of these platforms are acting crazy. Oh my goodness. This is what I get for trying to go live on 15 different things at the same time. So we're going to see if this works. So if you could hear me, drop in the chat. I can hear you. Please and thank you. If you're watching or listening to the replay, what's up? I'm Coach Cass, America's go-to love doctor. I am so excited to be here. So what I do is I come here and I record my podcast as well as quite a few other things all at the same time to be efficient, right? So, how many of you are busy professional women, right? Like, you know what it is to put on makeup in a pandemic and have all the things that you need to do. So, listen, we are doing all of the things right now. So, I'm going to try and get my life in order so that you guys can see me everywhere. And so if you're not following me on Instagram, I'm at Inspire Many. I'm Ask Coach Cass on Facebook. Our wonderful group, Successful Single Women on Facebook. We have a challenge coming up next week called the Get Over Your Ex Challenge. Ooh, that's going to be so good. How many of you know your ex still creeps into your brain or into your text messages or onto your phone? Hello. Get over your ex Get Over Your Ex Challenge challenge.com. Okay, so that's how you join. It's a free challenge happening next week. So you can't say I never gave you anything. All right, so oh my goodness, this screen is still not coming up. Okay, so can you guys hear me? I think I'm seeing in the chat that you can you hear me? Drop in the chat if you could hear me. I want to make sure because I'm on quite a few different avenues. Yes, thank you, Ayuba. I appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate that for you telling me that you can see me. All right. All right, good people. So I am just going to give it up for going live on Instagram at the same time because my camera is just not connecting. Another day. All right, here we go. All right. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, yeah, yeah. Welcome, 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 family. I'm so excited to see all of you. So, one of the things that I get from my members in the Real Love Network, quite a few of them are in a relationship, recently in a relationship. And so I get the question of, Coach Cass, now what? Now what? What do I do now that I'm in a relationship? And for those who don't know, I specifically have a community where I support busy professional women in their journey from single to soulmate and beyond, right? And so when we start to look at this thing called dating, I know for many of you, just thinking about dating is a feat. Then to start dating, then wow, you choosing someone and them choosing you, all of it is scary. Put hashtag scary, right? So all of it can be really scary. So what do you do? What do you do when you're dating someone and eventually you'd like to be married? Here's the thing, just because you're dating them exclusively does not mean that they're your husband. Let's be clear. Just because you're dating does not mean that they are your husband. What happens too often, I feel like this is plaguing our society of busy professional women, is because we are so busy, we choose what's convenient and not really what's good for us, right? And that can cost. Convenience can comes with a cost. So if you just find the first person that treats you nice and is a little bit consistent and completes his sentences, you're like, Coach Cass, those are all the things I need, right? So kind, consistent, and complete sentences, game over. This is my husband. No, girl, right? No. What I want you to do and what I want you to think about is statistics show really and truly that it's not just about shared activities. And I know for some of you, you might look at my marriage and say, oh, well, Coach Cass, your husband's, he does along the same lines as you, so that's what I'm looking for to build my empire. Listen, your person may be a stay-at-home dad. Your person may be an awesome chef while you work, or vice versa, right? So it's like, how do you come together in shared values, right? Put hashtag values so I know y'all are paying attention. So, how do you share your values? What is your vision, your values, and your vision for your future together, or for your future in and of itself? So let's say that this person wanted to move to Antarctica. Is that a part of your vision? Listen, when Andy and I, my husband, when we started dating, y'all, um, in our first dating conversation, I was like, hey, do you plan on leaving Florida? He said, no, no, I never want to leave here. I've actually never left Florida. I'm like, so you don't have an itch to go somewhere else? He said, no. I said, all right, cool, we're good, right? So I wasn't trying to move to anybody's cold state because I'm originally from New York by way of Jamaica, and like that stint in New York, ooh, girl, it is too cold for me, right? So I had to be sure that you weren't planning. Now, if God calls us somewhere, that's something different, but we were on the same page, and we have a vision to impact lives. That's just what we do, right? So, what is your vision? What is the vision you have for yourself? And then I want you to ask him, what is his vision that he has for himself? And then what kind of shared vision do you have together? Now what? How do you not self sabotage? Listen, self sabotaging also looks like not being vulnerable. Now, within the Real Love Network, we are doing our book club this month, and we're reading a book that we're going to discuss in 2 weeks, talking about vulnerability and the importance of it, right? And if you haven't taken the Wanted Woman assessment, you should go to wantedwoman.com. So on wantedwoman.com, you'll take an assessment that will show you what your love avatar is and what a strong strength is when it comes to love, and then what is an area that you could really improve upon, right? So one of the things we talk about within this assessment is your vulnerability. And your vulnerability really is a superpower, not to be used as a weapon. And sometimes there's a very thin line, very thin line in that. So I want you to start to think about right now, think about what you want. What you want, baby, I got it. And then being able to share it, what you've been through, and being able to share it. Listen to me, girlfriend. You keeping everything private or bottled up inside is not helping you. Now, mind you, we don't have to drag our last relationships or what we've been through, but it's important that this person knows where you've been, what you've been up to in life. And yes, those deep dark secrets, little by little, can come out. So yes, there's a science in how you unveil all your things. Don't dump them at his feet. But I need you to work on your vulnerability. Sharing, I miss you. How many of you is that scary? Is that scary to share I miss you? Tell me. Is that scary for you to say I miss you? Being authentic with your true feelings. Whether you're watching live or the replay. I know for a fact that sometimes you're like, you know what, Coach Cass, but what if they don't miss me? That's okay. It's like with children, right? Sometimes you miss a kid and they have not been thinking about you. Don't let that hurt your feelings. You miss them. So you give them a hug and say, I miss you. If they don't say it back, okay, cool. You miss the person. You want to see them. So number 3, I want you to make time for this person. Listen to me. You can't build a relationship with no time. Coach Cass, I have no time. Fix that. What is your life? Let me tell you, my grandmother just turned 87. She's sexy 87, right? If you follow me on Instagram and hang out in my stories, you'll see my grandma sexy, right? Yes. So she just turned 87. 87. I'm looking at the wrong camera. So my grandmother just turned 87. And one of the things that she said to me, we're going on a family vacation. Last year, we did, for the first time, the 3 of us, we're a triangle family, me, my husband, my daughter. We went to Mexico. So this year, we were like, you know what? We would love for the old people, so that's what we call all the grandparents and stuff, to come with us. And so great grandma was like, oh, I don't need to go. I don't need to go. And right now she's visiting from Jamaica. I said, well, she's like in a rush to get back to Jamaica. I said, what are you rushing back to, Grandma? I need to water my plants. Okay, I need to water. You need to water your plants. Yes, I need to water my plants. That's what I need to do. I need to water my plants. Okay. Okay. But where are you gonna have some fun? Life isn't about fun. Life is to work. And so I was like, Grandma, so should I prepare your eulogy to say she was a hard worker and she watered her plants? What is that? What is life? Right? And I understand that you may enjoy watering your plants, but don't give up a beautiful vacation in a tropical environment with your closest family members to water plants. Are you hearing me? So you could switch out, don't give up an amazing relationship just to look at another spreadsheet. Homie, sis, wanted woman, are you hearing me? Put a yes in the chat. So I just really want you to think about, like, what do you consistently put in front of love? What do you consistently put in front of relationship? These are the things that I want you to start to analyze and say to yourself, okay, now that I'm dating, where is this person more of a priority? Because whether or not you're busy, if you're busy, you need to make them a priority now so you can realize if this is the person for you or not, right? What happens too often is these relationships and situationships drag out because you're not paying attention to them. No attention, not paying any attention. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that, 3 years down the line, this wasn't the person for me. Honey, you've been so busy. You haven't been paying attention. So speak up for what you want. Have some fun and make time. You get that? All right. So those are my tips for today, my beautiful, beautiful people. Now you're dating, now what? If you want more support, we do have a free challenge coming up next week. Yep. June 7th through the 9th. So have you registered? If you've registered, say yes, all registered, right? So getoveryourexchallenge.com. I also pinned it to the top of the room, right? So getoveryourexchallenge.com. For those of you that are in the Facebook group, have you invited your girlfriends? Go ahead and invite your girlfriends to the getoveryourexchallenge.com. Listen, I don't care if you feel like, oh, Coach Cass, I'm so over him. Either way, you're going to learn something. We're going to have a good time. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single night. So make sure you're there live. Make sure you're there live. Okay? All right, family. In the meantime, in between time, have a good time. Yes. And if you want more info on the Real Love Network, go ahead and send me a DM. All right.